Hello, thanks for tuning in. We wish we could be with you, but as this virus is going around the world, we praise God for technology that we can be with you in your living rooms right now. This is part of a series of videos. This is one of 4 that you can watch all together or separately as well. So we are the Rons. We are one of the families that serve with the AFLC that live in Uganda, Africa.
Yeah, and here's our family. You can see our kids. We have 3 kids. Amalia is 5, Sarah is 3, and Isaiah is 1. When we left for Uganda 2.5 years ago, a little over 2.5 years ago, we obviously didn't have a 1-year-old yet at that time. He was born in Uganda, and so that was a neat experience and different experience having a baby in a different country. So our family has changed both dynamically, physically with adding a child, but also we've just had a lot of fun getting to know Uganda and experiencing our life in a different country, a different culture. Even though we'd been there before, it's different when you're kind of moving permanently, right? So this presentation is both to talk about some of the things that we've been doing, and then also Brent will update you with all of the changes that are going to happen when we go back. It'll look a lot different for us. As you can see from this picture also, it looks very lush, and this wasn't just a unique photo op kind of moment for our family in Uganda. This is kind of what it looks like pretty much everywhere. If there's been any landscaping especially, it's very, very green, lots of plants. Was in maybe the 1920s or 1930s, something like that. Winston Churchill actually named Uganda the Pearl of Africa, and you can kind of get an idea of why from this picture. So Uganda is a really beautiful place. It's really popular for tourism for that reason, and for our African safaris. You can come and go on safari. Well, if you come to Uganda, we'll go on safari with you for sure. So yeah. And we love our life there in so many ways. For me, Brent will talk more about what it's like for him with ministry and work also. But for me, my life looks probably a lot similar to what your lives here in the States look like. I'm a stay-at-home mom for the most part, and I homeschool our kids. Amalia just finished kindergarten about the week before we left Uganda earlier in March. And when we go back, she'll be in 1st grade. And we are doing some school here. We have some special books that we got just for this time between that we're working on here. So we're not quite following a formal curriculum. But Sarah has started joining in now too. So she's in preschool and starting to learn her letters and her numbers. And we're having a lot of fun with that. I spend a lot of my day in the kitchen, cooking and baking and different things like that. It's become a joy for me in a way that I wouldn't have expected or thought about maybe beforehand. But a lot of the things that we take for granted here in the States, like jars of spaghetti sauce and bakery items in stores and bakeries and stuff, we just don't have good access to those, or if we do, they're very, very expensive. So I've started doing things like making my own spaghetti sauce and applesauce and baking bread and things like that. So maybe in those ways, my life looks maybe a little bit different from the other moms out there watching this. All right, so now we flip to the next pictures. You can see Amalia and Sarah playing and having some fun, and the picture on the right is at our house. It's in our backyard. We love our house. We moved into it about 1.5 years ago when we were very much outgrowing our 2-bedroom apartment. And they love, love, love having a house and a whole big compound to run and play and all that. You can see from the picture, they're sitting on cement and rocks. And we don't actually have a lot of grass in our yard, but they can ride bikes and stuff too. So that makes it fun. In the other picture, Amalia is kind of wearing a little ballet outfit, and that was taken a little over 1 year ago at her very first ever dance recital. We have been enjoying Amalia being in her own dance class for a little over 1.5 years, I guess, not quite 2 years now, and When we go back, things like I said earlier, and Brent's going to talk more about, things will look different. And so a lot of those opportunities and things that we've been enjoying for this past couple of years in Uganda, they might not be there when we go back because we'll be moving to a new location. And so we would really love for your prayers, and we'll get to prayer requests at the end, but just specifically looking at this picture, love for your prayers for our kids, for them to have good friendships where we go to, and for more opportunities like dance classes or music lessons or just fun things that are maybe readily available here or in the town, the city that we were living in, that we'll be going back to but not staying permanently in Uganda. They might not exist where we're going to, and so it'll be a new transition, and we just welcome your prayers for our family as we learn how to transition well to a new location. Yeah. Here you can see our house in the top picture. That's the front of our house. We have a nice little wraparound porch. It doesn't go all the way around, but we have some hammocks out there. It's a lot of fun, and we can pretty much be outside every day of the year. It's about 85 degrees pretty much year round. There's a little bit of fluctuation, but not much. Our kids get cold when it's 70 degrees. And I put a sweater on when it's 70 degrees. So we've lost a little bit of our northern hardiness being in Uganda. The bottom picture is of our van, our super custom that we love. It's just like a big economy size van. And it's great. We've used it even a lot for ministry. So as our family has been growing, it's been really wonderful to have a vehicle that our family can continue to grow into, and we're not outgrowing it at all. And but it's also been great to have a vehicle that we can use for a lot of ministry, and maybe Brent will share about that. It's been used as an ambulance of more than one occasion. So we love our vehicle. It is old and beat up, but we love it.
Yeah, like Emily said, we need a vehicle like this. With the road conditions within Uganda are not quite the easiest to get around. For ministry wise, I'm going out into the villages quite often. So I need a vehicle that can maintain those village roads as well. Like Emily said, this vehicle is big enough where it's able to haul a lot of people. It's able to be turned into an ambulance as people get hurt and need maneuvering around as well. Yeah. We love our life in Jinja. Jinja is really on the map for Uganda, as it's the headwaters to the Nile. A lot of tourism happens there. It's kind of a booming town within the country as well. But like Emily said, this is a town we are going to be saying goodbye to once we return. We have a lot of friends there that we love dearly, a lot of ministry opportunities that have taken place. I have been enjoying building relationships with our guards. We had 3 guards on the compound, one of which is there during the day and 2 at night as well. And we've been building relationships with them and speaking into their lives and praying with them and over them as well. So please remember them in your prayers as well.
I think that is a really good intro for Jinja and for Uganda and for our family. I'm going to bow out now, and Brent's going to take over the ministry part of this presentation.